If you're retired or planning to soon, you just got a raise. Maybe not a big one, but it's official. The 2026 Social Security Cost of Living Adjustment, or the COLA as it's known, has just been announced. And the real question is whether it's enough to keep up with what life actually costs. Here's the scoop. For 2026, the Social Security Administration has confirmed a 2.8% COLA. Now, for perspective, the average retiree right now receives about $2,015 a month, so they will get roughly $56 more per month, or around $670 a year. For married couples, it's about $88 per month, depending on what your earning records are. So, it's a raise, but before celebrating, let's unpack what this really means. In other words, how it's calculated, why it matters, and why many retirees still feel like they're falling behind even when their benefits go up. Welcome to the UnRetired, where you're not done, but you're finally doing what you want. If you're new here, this channel is about rethinking retirement, from income and lifestyle to mindset and purpose. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. It helps our channel grow and it keeps the community going strong. All right, let's dive into this. Let's talk about what the COLA really is and why it exists. The cost of living adjustment helps Social Security benefits keep pace with inflation, protecting your purchasing power as prices rise. It was introduced in the 1970s when high inflation was eroding retiree benefits. Each fall, the Social Security Administration reviews inflation data and they announce an increase for the following year. The new rate takes effect in January 2026 for Social Security and December 31st, 2025 for SSI. In theory, if inflation goes up, your benefits also go up. But the system doesn't track your actual cost. It's based on a government index called the CPI-W. In other words, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. And that formula has flaws. Let's unpack how that number is calculated and why it's flawed. So, the Social Security Administration measures the average CPI-W increase during July, August, and September compared to the same period the previous year. If prices rose in that period 2.8%, then the benefits rise 2.8% as well. But here's the catch. CPI-W reflects the spending of working age households, not retirees. Retirees spend less on commuting and gadgets, but far more on healthcare, housing, and utilities, categories that often rise faster than normal consumer products. So when you hear 2.8%, that may match official inflation, but it's not what seniors actually face. Many advocates, including AARP, have pushed for a retiree-focused index called the CPI-E, which weights healthcare costs more heavily and would often result in larger COLAs. In short, while COLA is meant to protect you from inflation, it usually trails real cost of retirement. Next, let's put the 2.8% in perspective in real-world terms. A $2,015 benefit becomes roughly $2,071 a month. So, as I said earlier, an extra $56 per month. Now, that might cover a grocery trip or part of a utility bill, but probably not the increase in property taxes or insurance that is expected to be seen in 2026. In fact, according to recent data, housing costs rose about 3.9%, medical care rose 2.8%, and food 2.5% over the past year. So even if inflation feels lower, the essentials still outpace this adjustment. If this feels like you're running on a treadmill where you're moving but not getting ahead, trust me, I feel your pain. Let me ask you a quick question, and please share your thoughts in the comments. Does the 2.8% COLA feel like enough this year? Is it covering your real expenses, or are you still feeling squeezed? Your experiences help others in the community see that they're not alone, and they help me shape future videos for what you're really facing. Now, let's take this up to the macro, broader picture. Why COLA matters so much. It's really easy to dismiss a few percentage points, but for tens of millions of Americans, COLA is critical. For about 1 in 4 retirees, Social Security provides 90% or more of their total retirement income. For them, even a small percentage increase determines whether they can cover their bills or must dip into savings or actually go back to work. That's why each year's announcement gets so much attention. It's often the only raise retirees receive when they're retired. So this year's smaller 2.8% figure also signals that inflation is kind of cooling down a little bit after several really volatile years. For example, 5.9% in 2022, 8.7% in 2023, 3.2% in 24, and 3.4% in 25. So now you've got 2.8% for 2026. That tells you that prices are stabilizing, but they haven't really gone back down. They just stopped rising as fast. So yes, inflation may be easing, but the cost of living is permanently higher than before the pandemic. Now, some experts are warning why it may still not be enough. Experts view the 2026 COLA as both a relief and a big warning. On one hand, it's good news that inflation's moderating. Retirees aren't facing 10% cost jumps, but modest inflation over time can still quietly erode fixed incomes. The Senior Citizens League estimates that Social Security benefits have lost over 30% of their buying power since 2000. That's the effect of COLAs that don't quite keep up with real inflation. And with the Social Security Trust Fund projected to be depleted by the mid-2030s, if Congress doesn't act, future COLAs could become smaller or tied to even stricter formulas. The big takeaway here is the COLA is helpful, but it can't carry the full weight of your retirement plan. So what can you do about this? First, let's treat the COLA as a reminder, not a guarantee. And this is a reminder to review your entire income plan. If you haven't already, visit ssa.gov and check My Social Security Statement. Look at how much you're receiving now and what future adjustments might look like. And then ask yourself 3 quick questions. Number 1, am I too reliant on Social Security? If it's more than half of your income, consider adding other income streams. Even small ones make a difference. Number 2, can I delay claiming? Well, waiting until your full retirement age or even age 70 can permanently boost your check by up to 30%. Number 3, what can I control? COLA is obviously not in your hands, but your expenses are. So can you eliminate unused subscriptions, optimize cash with higher yield accounts, or create part-time income through consulting, rentals, or passion projects? For people in the unretired phase, where we're redefining work and purpose after the age of 60, this is where you have an edge. You can design a flexible lifestyle that doesn't depend entirely on the government's math. Even small adjustments add up. So a 2.8% raise may not feel like much, but personal choices like staying active, earning part-time income, managing spending can add a lot more. Beyond the numbers, there's an emotional side to all this. Every October, retirees wait for that COLA announcement and they're wondering, will it be enough this time? It's a really odd ritual, having next year's comfort decided by a formula that you have no control of. And that's why I always say, don't base your peace of mind on COLA. Base it on what you can control. In other words, your adaptability, your relationships, your health, and your engagement with life. Because real retirement security isn't just about the money, it's about momentum. A 2.8% raise might cover some groceries, but fulfillment, purpose, and connection are the real dividends. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful, please like it and share it with someone else that's planning their retirement. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the UnRetired, where each week we explore practical ways to make your retirement not just longer, but better. Your engagement helps this channel reach others who need clear, grounded information about money and meaning after the age of 60. All right, let's recap and give you our final thoughts. Again, the 2026 Social Security COLA is 2.8%. That's about $56 more per month for the average retiree. It begins in January 26 for Social Security and December 2025 for SSI. And remember, it's based on CPI-W, which underestimates senior expenses. And while it's helpful, it may not keep pace with the true cost of living increases. So treat COLA as a bonus, not a safety net. Use it as motivation to strengthen your broader financial and lifestyle plan, savings, side income, and the habits that make you resilient. Because retirement isn't just about what you receive, it's about what you create. If you found this helpful, please check out our other videos here on the UnRetired about stretching income, planning Social Security strategy, strategies and designing the next chapter on your terms. Thanks for watching The Unretired, and remember, you're not done, you're finally doing what you want. And if you enjoyed this video, YouTube probably thinks you're gonna like these two as well.